and good morning. Let us continue Political Science Class 10, first chapter, Power Sharing. In our previous part, we had already covered what is power sharing, and we also discussed in order to understand how democracies handle demand for power sharing. We discussed two stories, that is from Belgium and Sri Lanka, how power is being shared. And today let us continue why power sharing is desirable. So here from the slide we see, as we see from the slide, there is a two reason why power sharing is desirable. There is a first one is prudential reason and second one is moral reasons. So what is moral reason and what is prudential reason? Let's see. The first set of reason, prudential reason, number one is it reduces the possibility of conflict between social groups. And second prudential reason is it provides stability to the government. Because power sharing is a good way to ensure the stability of the political order. Apparently, imposing the wills of majority community over the other may look like very attractive option for the time being, but in the long run, it undermines the unity of the nation. And then the second reason, moral reasons. First reason is power sharing is the very essence or the spirit of democracy. Power sharing is the very spirit of democracy. People have right to be. Second reason is people have right to be consulted on how they are to be governed and how they are being governed. A legitimate government is one where citizens through participation can acquire a stake in the system. So that these are the two reasons why power sharing is desirable. And let us move on to the next slide. From the as we see from the next slide, forms of power sharing. What are the forms of power sharing? First form of power sharing is, in a democracy, peoples are the source of all political power. People rules themselves through institution of shared governance, and everyone, including minorities, has the voice in the shapings of public policies. So in a democracy, political power should be distributed as many citizens as among many citizens as possible. In modern democracies, power sharing arrangement can take many forms, such as, let's see, number one, powers is shared among different organs of the government. Number two, power is shared among government at different levels. And number three, power is shared among different social groups. And number four, power is also shared among political parties, pressure groups, and movements. So the first form of power sharing is among the different organs of government. What are the different forms of government? Let us see. Power is shared among different organs of the government, such as legislature, executive, and judiciary. This arrangement is called horizontal distribution of power because it allows different organs of the government placed at the same level to exercise different power. So no one is higher and no one is lower, no one is superior and no one is inferior. These three organs are being placed at the same level to exercise different power. That is called horizontal sharing of power. And then this arrangement is also called a system of checks and balances because each organ checks the others. So this resulted in a balance of power among various institutions in democracy. And second one, power is shared among government at different level. How? Let's see how power is shared in among government at different level. Power can be shared among government at different level. A general government for the entire country, we call it central government or union government in India. And government at the provincials or the regional level is also called a state government. Such a general government for the entire country, we also call it as a federal government. In India, we refer to it as a central or union government. The government at the provincial or regional levels are called by different name in different countries. There is some used in some country, provincial or regional government, but in India we call it state government. There are many countries where there are no provincial or state government. The country like ours, well, there are different levels of government. The constitution clearly lay down the power of different levels of government, and that is called vertical divisions of power. It is found in Belgium but not in Sri Lanka. It is known as a federal division of power. The same principle can be extended to lower levels of government like municipalities and panchayat government. And here, power is also shared among different social groups. Power may also be shared among different social groups such as religious group, linguistic group. One example is we can see in community government in Belgium is a good example of these types of arrangement. In some countries there are constitutional and legal arrangement whereby socially weaker sections and women are represented in the legislature and administration. This method is used to give minority communities a fair share in power. Then the last forms of power sharing is power is also shared among political parties and pressure group. Power sharing arrangement can also be seen in the way political parties, pressure groups and movements controls or influence those in power. In a democracy, the citizens must have freedom to choose among various contenders of different political parties for power. In democracy, power is shared among different political parties that represent different ideologies and social groups. Sometimes these kinds of sharing can be direct when two or more parties form an alliance to contest election. So when there is no single political party who could form the government, and there is no single political party who could not secure majority in the elections, so many political parties, different political parties come together and form alliance, and they form the government that is called coalition government. Different interest group. So among the different interest groups also power is being shared. That is pressure groups, movement groups are there, businessmen, traders group, industrialists, farmer, industrial workers. So they also have a share in governmental power through participation in governmental committee or bringing influence on the decision making process. So that is why forms of power sharing is very important in democracy. So that is the end of our discussion and the end of the first chapters in class 10 political science. So enjoy. Let us